Cowherd, given what we know about the rift between Belichick, Brady, and Kraft, should Belichick be bothered by this?
No, I think it's a personal project. I think what Tom's doing, and he's been doing it for a year and a half, he passed on most of these endorsements for years. Then in the last year and a half, we all went, man, Tom's doing a lot of like pajamas and mattresses. Tom's cashing in. Tom's cashing in. Tom's moving to the next stage of his career. In baseball, they call these a farewell tour, where you get the last year, Cal Ripken, you know, they get all the gifts. This is what Tom's doing. For years, he just did one Visa commercial. Now it's everything, and I think this is part of it, TB12.
So if I'm Bill Belichick and everything about me and the culture that I had set up in New England was about football, and I was obsessed with football, and I thought I was in this partnership with a quarterback who was just as obsessed with just making it about football, why wouldn't I be bothered? He's clearly pivoted to something else. He's now, TB12. Alex Ono, the guru, the trainer friend. He's not just about football. So if I'm Bill Belichick, I'm bothered. Tom Brady has evolved into something different than what Bill Belichick thought he had signed up for.
You really think they're partners?
Yeah, they were for
I don't think they were ever
football.
Partners. I think that Bill Belichick treated him like he treated every other person in that locker room, and I don't think they were very close at all. I didn't know that it was to this much dislike, but I don't think that they were ever close. And I believe that this is perfect timing for Brady to release something like this because we're already talking about Alex Guerrero and, hey, what goes on behind the scenes. This is great. All the marketing is done for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you what. Most time when guys get to the end of their careers, right? It's the behind the scenes that they want to show. Everybody's talking about how long Tom is going to play. When you start to unveil what really drives you, like as a competitor, of coming home every day to this one thing, which is family that keeps them together and why you keep going. And then he says something that every great one competes with themselves. Mm-hmm. Every great ones. But when you get to this point, the reason why I don't think it's a problem for Bill Belichick, and it shouldn't be a problem for nobody, is the only thing that he's showing now is what the camera's never shown. Because all you do is see Sundays. You see Sundays, right? Tom fiery at practice. Tom's fiery on the sidelines. But nobody's ever saw Tom's life. So Tom has been recording these moments. Yeah. Right? These moments ain't been recorded in the last 30 days.
Yeah, they've already happened.
They already
happened. Camera on.
Absolutely. Yeah.
By the way, okay, so you're bothered by...
I said Belichick.
Okay, so Belichick, well, you kind of seemed agitated.
A little bit. He's changed. He has pivoted.
Who's changed?
Tom Brady. Look, he's got this Instagram post out there talking about, I am the storm. Tom Brady was always the... What happened to we are the storm? There's no I in team.
Okay, by the way, so are you bothered by this? A year ago, Mr. Belichick All Football's got a magazine cover. He's got a Nantucket magazine. Boy, he took a day away from football to pose with his girlfriend.
And I bet you he didn't warn Robert Kraft that he was going to
Surely that was in the offseason.
It was right before they
damn
faced the
well
Steelers.
it wasn't going on during the football season.
He's got to start getting ready. They're already behind because they were playing in the Super Bowl.
By the way, I haven't seen this Tom versus time thing, but I bet a lot of it's just a camera on his workouts. People like that stuff.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's nothing detrimental to the team at all.
Again, I'm not saying the documentary in itself is bad. I'm saying it represents a pivot for Tom Brady, a guy who used to be all about football, and now, again, a guy that I think, it happens. Fame is the strongest drug the world has ever produced.
It is.
It changes everybody. And Tom Brady is changing right before our eyes. Again, next thing you know, he'll be taking selfies again. If this were OBJ or Antonio Brown doing Facebook Live, people would be very comfortable criticizing it. I get that Brady has 5 Super Bowls and he gets to play by a different set of rules, but he is changing. He's becoming a bit more Hollywood. For 15 years, Big Ben's been my favorite quarterback in the league. I honestly think that if they lose this game, this year puts a ding on his legacy. I think he backs up a little bit. Do you think his legacy in any way is on the line this weekend?
Against the Jags?
If they lose this game, he cost them home field advantage. This is a bad year for Big Ben. And this is like, yeah.
Time out.
Man, I'm gonna call you Obama, man. You gotta stop this.
In 25 years, I'm having a beer with a buddy. And he's like, what do you make a Big Ben? I'm like, I liked him, but he lost that Jags game. So he's Kirk Cousins.
No, I'm not saying. I had Big Ben a cut below Brady.
And you think this game's going to change it?
Because one, I think this is really his last shot. I don't think he ever gets that third Super Bowl.
You think he's retiring?
No, not retired. I just think this is his last best shot. He cost him home field advantage. He's had a bad season.
I love you.
I know.
That's the dumbest thing you've ever said. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. LeBron James came out a week ago, and he lost to Utah.
Hold it. You just don't compare Big Ben to LeBron James.
They're both all-timers. They're both great. Time out. Let me run this tape. A week ago, a reporter went up to LeBron, and he said to him, you just lost to Utah for the 8th straight time. Here's what LeBron said.
Yeah, I don't think at the end of my career people are going to say, LeBron did some great things, but he lost 8 in a row versus Jazz.
Come on. Ben's a Hall of Famer.
Hold it. You're talking about a regular season losing streak. You think losing to the Spurs in the NBA Finals didn't put a ding on LeBron's legacy, and there's another reason why he can't catch Jordan?
I didn't even know he lost to the Spurs. Doesn't mean anything. LeBron losing to the Warriors 8 straight times, not going to help it, but...
You didn't know LeBron James
you guys talk about this, and maybe I'm just lost. You tell me, do you think less of him?
No, initially, I had the same exact reaction as you, and I still feel strongly like, what?
I still feel good about what I'm... Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But,
Call your mama.
She's watching.
I will say this.
Yeah.
When it comes to what Big Ben has asked for and has requested, and then what he said after losing to these guys, and what he asked for, I want the Jags again. In their mind, anytime you've knocked somebody down and you hear them pretty much almost surrendering and giving up, I got your number, homie. I got you. And then now you want me again? I don't fear you. You put no fear in me whatsoever. So to your point, I think their window of winning will continue to shrink. Let me tell you something. We always look at it as a window. It's never a window until you create the window, until you open the window up. But it's a crease that you have, and the more you win, the more that window expands. But once you've lost a game like this, yes, it could shrink that window really quick.
Ray.
No, listen.
You faced him many times.
No, this game does nothing for Ben's legacy. Now, what it does do is it tells this old lion that's been on top of this hill a long time, there's a new lion that just came in and walking the Serengeti now. And I'm roaring that I'm on my way to see you. And that's what the Jacksonville Jaguars are saying. Be careful what you ask for. Let me tell you something. I watched these guys on tape. When you talk about physical at all aspects of the game, the best defense probably going in this game this weekend is probably the Jacksonville Jaguars. So all I'm telling you is, listen, I've played.
Okay, so let's say he loses. Let's say it's 24-17. It's a heck of a game. He gets sacked 4 times, 1
Throws
pick.
3 picks. He threw 5 last time, and he's playing with the best
You
secondary.
think he's going to throw?
He could.
He could.
Based off this year, what we've seen from Big Ben. Colin, here's what I'm saying. To me, Big Ben had a chance to be a top 5 quarterback all time. He had a chance. He gets a 3rd Super Bowl. I could put together the argument because I don't go for all this stuff that everybody else does. To me, it's about which quarterback could dominate and play in any era of football.
Okay.
And that's why I've always loved Big Ben, and that's why I think John Elway is the greatest, God rest his playing career.
Okay.
Now, Big Ben, if he loses, never gets to a 3rd Super Bowl. To me, he's been diminished. He's not going to reach his full potential. And that's, I think, when I look back at this year, this is the year. Oh, he talked about retiring this year before the season. Then he comes back, and he turns out to be the problem, not Mike Tomlin. He's the guy that
20
blows
years,
the thing,
20 years from today at a bar,
That's Big
I'm
Ben.
going to be talking about Calais Campbell winning a playoff game.
You won't, but people like me that sit around and write and think about who's the greatest quarterback of all time, I'll be holding this against
I'm just
you.
saying, maybe you went a little bit too far saying his career is on the line.
I didn't say his career was on the line.
This legacy.
Will take a ding. It'll
No
back
way.
up a little bit.
No way. Come on.
I love the dude.
You
He
know,
played in the Mid-American
Ben is-
Conference.
Okay,
He's
Ben
my
is the
favorite
If
ultimate warrior in this
Springsteen
game.
comes out with a new album, Subpar, Born in the USA don't count?
You keep comparing Ben to the all-time greats. He hasn't proven that.
Of course he's an all-time great.
He hasn't proven
He's
that,
a top
Colin.
20 quarterback ever. Well, depending on what happens this weekend.
You're absolutely right.